Hi, Jessica Friedman with Mama Shakti Prenatal. Mama Shakti means Mama Power. Today we're talking about laboring down. So congratulations, you're in your labor process and you have reached 10 centimeters of cervical dilation. That's amazing, but you might not feel ready to push yet. You might not feel the urge, you may be exhausted, or baby may still be high up in the pelvis and not have dropped down yet to where they need to be in order for your pushing stage to be successful. So in order to find that time, or to maximize that time to be really efficient and decrease your overall pushing time and not have to work so hard, either you or baby, to deliver baby into the world, sometimes people suggest laboring down. So depending on the person and the situation, it may be a really good thing for you to try. You will have to talk to your medical providers on the day of to see if this is an option for you, but it generally is a very safe option for most mothers. Laboring down includes resting when you've reached 10 centimeters of cervical dilation, and that's it. It's just resting until baby really drops down into that pelvic outlet and has a fetal station of +1 or 2, and you start to feel those sensations or those urges to push. Now, this time period can vary for different people. Some people suggest laboring down for an hour. I recently had a mama who labored down for 3 hours. It was the time that her body needed for baby to kind of wiggle down into that final pelvic level, and her push time was not very long considering her baby was sunny side up. So that sometimes makes push times a little longer, but the benefit of laboring down is it usually helps baby into that optimal fetal positioning for pushing. It helps mom rest before the big pushing phase of labor, and it helps you have less perineal tearing, and it really just kind of improves labor outcomes, decreases interventions. Moms who labor down generally have a better feeling of happiness and just better outcomes with their labor. So we're going to talk about some of my favorite postures or positions to labor down in. The first one is side lying. So side lying with either a peanut ball or a bunch of pillows in between your legs. And we're going to spend, if you can, 30 minutes on either side. And what this will help you do is bring the baby down into that pelvic outlet. So we're going to side lie and use a technique called Kiko, which means knees in and calves out. So we're going to stack those pillows in between our calves so our knees touch and our calves go out. The second position is forward leaning over a ball or a cub. So if your hospital or your birth center has a cub, it's a great tool that looks like an inflatable birthing chair. It kind of looks like a big inflatable U. So instead of a big inflatable circle or spherical ball, it looks like a big inflated U. I really like the cub because it allows mom to really lean into it and rest her belly into the U opening. And I'm going to post a video later this week on my Instagram about using a cub. It's a great laboring tool. And then last but not least, we're going to do a little bit of standing for laboring down. So I'm going to demonstrate the first side line with the Kiko, and then we'll talk about the second and the third. So that's side lying with Kiko, or knees together, knees in, calves out. So it's really easy and it gives mom a chance to take a nap. So this is a good point in labor where you can rest, take a nap, and then set your timer. So when 30 minutes have passed, you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the second movement is that forward bending over either a ball, a stack of pillows if you don't have a ball, or the cub. Remember, the cub is that U-shaped birth stool that is just so super great for moms in labor. And you're going to come to all fours And my moms with epidurals, you guys can do this too. You might need them to turn down the epidural just a little bit so you get a little less numbness in your legs, and you'll still likely need a birth partner and a nurse or a doula to help you get into the position. But once you're there, you can rest for 30 minutes. Now, if you have tight knees, you can also take a pillow and put it behind your calves and your bum and sit back on it like this, and that will help reduce some of that pulling or tightness that you feel in the front of your knees or legs and give you a little bit more of a comfy position to melt down into while you rest for 30 minutes. Now, the very last position that we're going to talk about is that standing. So this might not be accessible to you if you have an epidural, or you can always ask if they can turn it down. Now, if you have the epidural and you would like to have them lower the bed, you can do that. So they lower the bottom section of the bed and you just kind of squat like this on the edge of the bed. They can put the bar, the squat bar, on the end of your hospital bed. You can wrap a pillow or a blanket around it and lean forward and rest for 30 minutes. Or if you can stand, then you're going to stand and side lean over the bed. Now here's another one where you want to put as many pillows up as possible so you can just kind of relax and melt into it. If 30 minutes is too much, then you can pop a ball under your bum and sit on a ball and side lean over the bed, or you can do that squat with the squat bar at the end of your hospital bed if you're just not able to stand. So those are 3 of my favorite laboring down positions. I hope you found this video helpful, and remember to check out my Instagram. I've linked it below, and this week we're talking all about different birthing techniques and doula tips to help you have a really smooth and easier childbirth. Thank you so much. My name is Jessica Friedman with Mama Shakti Prenatal. Mama Shakti means mama power.